How y'all doing today? How y'all doing today? Welcome back to the Count It All Joy podcast with your boy Will. And I'm back with another episode today, y'all. And there's a reason I don't post. I haven't been posting on YouTube because I be looking crazy. But right now, if I end up posting this on YouTube, and I'm actually gonna eventually post a clip on Instagram, so you're gonna see this, but I have on my mother's bonnet, has a cheetah print, and it's like yellow on the back. It's just let me breathe, bro. But anyway, that's the point. Hope y'all been doing well. Hope y'all been having a good week. Um, yeah, I hope you guys have been. Sorry, I hope you guys have been enjoying your weekend and things of that nature. But I actually wanted to talk about something. I had a few people hit me up and about the last pod. Just tell me, uh, how it made them feel and things like that. And it kind of made me think. Like a lot of times when I'm making well, every time I'm making these episodes, sometimes I know beforehand what I'm gonna talk about, but like I said before, a lot of times I'm still trying to like figure out and I'm pondering and trying to figure out what I'm gonna talk about. And a guy ends up speaking to me through something that happened or something that transpired or a conversation I might have had or something I was listening to or whatever. But what I'm going to talk about today kind of stems from the conversation I was having last week with you guys, where, um, still trying to process this whole, this chapter, this next chapter of my life without college basketball. And, yeah, it's a new chapter, but it's something I'm still processing. But basically, I'm going to talk about, giving your all in everything. Um, but again, I'm gonna give you guys some context. So I was talking to my mom. So I started this internship that I'm supposed to be doing, and I've done multiple internships throughout my life. And the only reason I was doing this one was because the school I'm at, you have to have an internship. You have to do an internship while you're enrolled here. And I haven't done one while I was enrolled here, so over the past 2 years. And I actually did, but it was the summer before I came here. So, which is annoying, but it's whatever. Um, so I'm currently doing one now, this second semester before so I can graduate. And since I've been since I've been done with basketball, I don't have practice in the afternoon. I've been able to go to this internship and really just tap in all the way. And I was talking to my mom about it, and I was like, I've been approaching this internship because I really don't know any other way. I've been approaching this internship like a game. Uh, like the internship, it entails, so for more context, it entails me just, so I'm going to different games for the place that I'm interning at. It's a school, and I'm uh, basically going to these games. It could be a baseball game, a soccer game, a softball game, a golf match, whatever. I'm saying those sports because that's what's in season right now. But basically, I'm going there, taking notes throughout the game and just coming up with a game recap. It's not even a long recap. Probably 7 to 10 sentences, if maybe a little bit more, but 7 to 10 sentences, and having like a header, a title, hook you would call it, whatever, and then it just goes on the website, and that's it. But I found myself, I found myself really going full force on it, like trying to pause about trying to get there. Like I've been getting like say the game started at 6 o'clock. I'm trying to get there like 5:20, 5:30, like get mentally prepared. I don't know why. Just trying to approach it in that way. But basically I was and then like taking a lot of notes that I don't even need, like keeping my own stats in my notes when the stats are posted right after the game. Like they're taking note, they're doing stats already. So all I have to do is just look at the stats after, but I still keep my stats just for me. I don't know why. I'm not gonna go back and look, but it just makes me feel a little bit better. Anyway, I was having that conversation with my mom, telling her like how I was thinking of that. I'm like, man, I guess that's why I'm doing it. And then I had my boy Nate had if you guys haven't listened to that pod, go listen to that. Uh, funny, it was a funny episode, but my boy Nate, he had called me and he was like basically just checking up on me because he knows that my season was over. So this was the first week without college basketball for me this year, and or this was the first full week where we didn't have any games, practices, and stuff like that. And the season was over, so he was calling me, just checking up on me, like, bro, I know you going through it, like, how you feeling? And I was like, actually, after like thinking about it, I'm actually doing pretty well because I've been making sure I'm occupied. Like, I've been training this kid as well, like training slash mentoring this kid after school. I've been doing this internship. Obviously, I still have school. I have this, and when I say this, I mean this podcast. So I've been busy. I haven't been sitting around like that. I've been doing a bunch of stuff around campus. So I've been busy, and I really haven't. I get besides that one day after the tournament, I really haven't given myself any. I haven't given myself the ability to feel sorry for myself. So, uh, yeah, those two conversations kind of made me want to talk about what I'm going to talk about today, and I just wanted to give you guys that context because in talking about segueing that into what we're talking about and giving your all and everything. Um, like I said, like with this season, would this be my last collegiate season? I've had to find ways to occupy my time and and feel not even fill a void, but just literally trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with my hours now that I don't have practice, I don't have games, I don't have to watch any more film, which I've still been watching film, but it's just it presents a new challenge for me. And like I said, I've started this internship, and I'm really starting to approach it like a game. Like I'm getting there early. I'm taking notes. I'm looking at other uh examples of what I'll be doing for the game recap. Like trying to see how I can improve with it. And it's not a crazy or difficult job or whatsoever. But I just want to put my best foot forward, and that's where it goes with like giving your all on everything. And it makes me think about my mom always used to say this. I remember the first time I heard her say it. Well, I don't remember the first time I heard her say it, but it always pops in my head. I was in her second grade class. So obviously I was like 7 or whatever. I was in her second grade class. And I remember she was saying, and she just telling me this all the time anyway, but I just remember this moment. I'm in her second grade class in the classroom, and she's telling everybody, like, you need to go above and beyond and she always says go above and beyond, but you need to you know, do your best in everything you do. She was like, if you're gonna be a pooper scooper or a scooper pooper, whatever you call it, basically you scooping poop for as a job for occupation. You want to be the best pooper scooper, the best pooper scooper you can be, right? And that's just always stuck with me. And it's like I've always gone back to that thought, like when I'm doing whatever I'm doing that quote is always in my head. Be the best pooper scooper you can be. And being a little bit facetious, but it's for real. I've always thought of that. So that makes me that quote is again, it's kind of a joke, but it's serious. Like we need to put 100% in whatever we do. It doesn't matter if we're working at Kroger. It doesn't matter if we're working for NASA. We want to put 100% and be the best we can be with what we're doing. And again, like with my internship, where I really could just coast, get there, and as soon as the game starts, not even really watch the game. I could really just look at the stats and then come about what I want to about that. Come up with a game recap based off the stats. But I'm selling myself short if I'm doing that. Now I'm not gonna sit here and act like I do that all the time, cause what I'm my next not my next point, but in a few minutes I'm gonna expound upon why or how I don't do it as much as I should. But I want to talk about this though really quickly. A quote that I don't necessarily agree with, or maybe I just look at it in a different way. I don't like saying the quote because I look at it in a different way. But you know how people say a lot of times we probably heard our coach or our professor or our teacher say this, but how you do one thing is how you do everything. I don't really know how I feel about that quote because And I know it's kind of contradicting what I'm saying when it says give your all and everything, but I'm trying to present different sides of it where how you do one thing is how you do everything. I can sit here and tell you that, and which I'm about to speak on a little bit more, how I approach like my basketball, things on my name, what things with my name on it, uh things I'm passionate about. I approach that with a little bit more, vigor and uh I don't know, excitement than something I don't really want to do. If my name's on it, I want to do my best and put 100% into it, but it's not the same for me, right? I don't have the same drive. If my name's on, I still want to do my best. I still want to, be the best I can be, but it's a different type of mentality. So I'm not even saying I don't agree with it. It's just, I don't always say that quote because it just, how you do one thing is how you do everything. I put it like this. So in basketball, I think everything in basketball terms a lot of times. In basketball, right? I love playing defense. I love, I pride myself in stopping the dude that's in front of me. But, at these past few years where I've literally had to play 40 minutes and um, I can't come out the game. I've had to learn how to, some plays, not even just let my dude score, but sometimes on defense, I might have to take some plays off as far as, all right, let me guard this dude in the corner so I can rest. So I can have something on offense. Um, because I know I'm not coming out. So it's like it's not like I'm not putting 100%. It's like, okay, I can't go full throttle this whole 40 minutes. And maybe this game I might need to I'm still trying to play. I'm still playing defense. I'm still not trying to. I'm not letting my dudes just walk in the paint, walks in the paint, sashay their way around the court. But I'm trying to be strategic with, like, okay, I'm about to guard this dude in the corner for a little bit, for a few possessions, and I might not be guarding the dude that I need to be guarding, so I can lock him down because we need it on offense, right? Uh, so it's things like that where it's like how you do one thing is how you do everything. Yeah, I might be going 100% on offense, and maybe I'm not going 100% on defense because if I go on both sides of the court, it's actually to a detriment to the team. So I don't know if that makes sense, but maybe that was a bad example. But that's kind of what my thought process. When it says how you do one thing is how you do everything. I feel like that's not always the case. And in certain points or in certain situations, you might uh you might not do it the way you do it for something else. So again, I'm not even saying I disagree with it. I just I don't know. I kind of think of it a little bit differently. But I said that to say, I said that to say though, but with anything with your name on it though, you do need to put your best foot forward. That's what I would say. Regardless if you agree with that statement or not. Anything with your name on it, anything that you're putting forth, anything that you have to say about it, you want to be able to put 100% into it and put your best foot forward and know that you can, it doesn't have to be great, but whatever your best is, that's what you want to present. So kind of what I was talking about before, what I was going to segue into, how maybe I don't put forth as much energy as I should into everything. And I'm about to talk about school. Now, growing up, my mom was so hard on me with school and like just making sure that I was ahead of the curve with school and making me do extra work outside of my homework. Uh, and it all paid off. And that's what I'm gonna do with my kids. And God willing. And it was like, maybe in a moment I actually understood. I did understand like what it was for. Maybe I didn't feel like doing it, but I was like, okay, this is gonna help me in the long run, and it did. And from elementary, it bled into middle school, that bled into high school, and it's bled into college and in my adult life. Like the things I've learned, the extra work that I put in is held me up to this point. So I've adopted those traits, adopted those habits, and I brought them into my adult life now, my young adult life. But if I'm being honest, I don't always do that for school. Now, up until, all throughout my whole life, up until high school, I was straight A's. Now, my last couple years of high school, I was slipping up a little bit. I was getting B's. Uh, I think I had one C. It was in the science class that I was tripping in. I was tripping in that class. I think I ended up getting it back to a B, but it was at one point I had a C in the class. But and that's never happened to me. So and then fast forward to college. Now in high school I had an incentive to uh and this was my thought process behind it, and I'm trying to give y'all all the context. In high school I had an incentive to get straight A's because in college I get to help my mom out. Then she doesn't have to pay as much. I don't have, well, I didn't think I was gonna pay at all in college. I thought I was gonna get full scholarship, but it is in basketball, but it is what it is. Um but I wanted to be able to help my mom with school. And having good grades helps. You get Hope, you get Zell Miller, all that type of stuff. So that's why I was trying to actually make sure I was doing my best in school and make sure I was getting straight A's. But because I had an incentive to. You feel me? I was making sure that my mom didn't have to pay as much, so I can get more scholarships, grants, things of that nature. Now, once I got to college, now my freshman year, I didn't play around. My first semester, second semester, straight A's, didn't even get close to a B because I was on that. I'm like, okay, I got freshman year, I gotta make sure I was, all again, like I had different type of vigor, had different type of excitement, and I was just OD focused because, my situation wasn't the best. So I'm like, okay, I need to go full throttle and everything. And I was mentally burnt out and physically burnt out, but it was worth it, right? It paid off in the end. Uh, then once I got like second semester, sophomore year, I'm like, what am I actually going OD hard in school for? I can get these same grades, I can get these same A's with putting half of the effort. Now look, I'm not. This is not the mindset you should have. And I know I might be sounding like a hypocrite, but I'm just telling y'all. And I know my mom's cringing listening to this, but it's just the honest. I'm telling y'all, I'm being transparent here. Once I figured out, I was like, wait, I could put in half of the effort. I do not have to take notes every day. I could just go back and look at the PowerPoints. I can just sit in class and just listen to what the teacher's saying. I don't have to go, oh, I don't have to study like that. And I could still get a 90, 91, 92 in the class. Oh, bet. Now, again, my, I guess, method, I'm not saying it's going to work for everybody. I don't think it works for most people. It was from what my mom taught me early on. I was able, those habits were in me, those traits were in me. A lot of that knowledge was just engraved in me already. So it was like I kind of already knew what the teachers were teaching me. Not even saying like I knew what they were teaching me, but I'm saying I had the foundation. I had the fundamentals already. So it was easy to just catch on and I could just teach myself. Um, but yeah, once I got to like sophomore year, for me, I was like, I don't have to go 100% into this. Now I'm gonna still make sure I'm trying to I'm doing my best, but I would literally just putting half the effort. And maybe I guess I wasn't doing my best then because my best could have been a 99, 98. But I was just getting a 92, 93. So I'm like, I can put in half the effort and still get the A that I just, well, in college, there's no difference between a 92 and a 98. There is technically because it's an A plus, but an A plus and an A, I don't think there's no difference between that. So for my mindset or my thought process, I'm like, as long as I get this A or even a B, I'm cool. So I brought that up and I'm being honest, I'm being transparent because I'm like, I haven't always some things I'm not giving my all in everything. And that shouldn't be the case. I feel like in everything we're doing, we need to put 100% into what we're doing. And whether you feel like it or not, and it's going to pay off in the end. I'm talking to y'all. I'm talking to myself. I'm trying to hold myself accountable. I need to do better. Like even this semester, I have an English minor, so I have a lot of reading I have to do, and I've been slipping up a little bit because basketball, a lot of other things, and it's hard to just sit there and read. And it would just be easy to go on Google and look up a summary, but how is that gonna benefit me? So it's these things that I'm internalizing and I'm trying to do better for myself. And I'm just talking to y'all because I mean it is what it is. But I'm just trying to be fully transparent with y'all and let y'all know and give y'all these examples. So like I said, with school, I feel like I need to do better. And I'm gonna talk about something else in a little bit. But first, I want to give these few verses, and I'm gonna just go through them pretty quickly. But I want to give these few verses that talk about putting forth 100%, not being lazy, not being complacent, uh, not being what's the word I'm thinking of? Uh, not lackadaisical, but whatever. First one, Colossians 3:23 through 24, and it's basically saying whatever you do, work at it with your heart as working for the Lord, not for human masters, since you know that you will receive an inheritance from the Lord as a reward. It is the Lord Christ you are serving. Um, I feel like a lot of times when we do certain things, it might be, oh, I need to impress this person, or it might be, okay, I need to do this so I can receive this. But at the end of the day, everything we are doing, we are supposed to be doing for God. So when we come up with that mindset, then it's a different paradigm we have on life. And when we're doing these little things that might seem little, like this homework, okay, let me tap in and put my best foot forward and use the gifts and skills that God has given me. Um, so I like that verse is whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, right? Not just a half of it, as I was kind of talking about earlier with the schoolwork, not half of it, but all of it. And as you're working for the Lord, you're not gonna give, well, we shouldn't. I think sometimes we do, but we shouldn't give Lord half of what we are or half of what we do. We need to give him everything. So when we're doing these other things in life, it's the same principle. Like give it 100, put forth 100%. Uh, Proverbs 10 verse 4: lazy hands make for poverty, but diligent hands bring wealth. Just another thing, like we can't sit around and feel sorry for ourselves. We can't um put forth minimal effort and think you're gonna receive maximum output, right? You can't have, I think I said this before, you can't have minimum input and expect maximum output. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, hoping for a different result. So when it says lazy hands make for poverty, you can think of that literally and figuratively. If we're not putting in work, yeah, you might be a broke boy or a broke woman, whatever you want to call it. If you're not, putting forth 100% of what you're doing and not working towards something, but also like mentally, like you're gonna be weak. Um, you're not going to receive what you need to receive. You're blocking your blessings when you're picking and choosing when you want to put 100% in something and be your best. We can't be lazy and expect the best because we're not gonna get that if we're not doing our part. Uh, but diligent hands bring wealth, and that's one thing I pray for: diligence, and determination and things like that. Some of those things or some traits are just engraved in you, or born with them. You were, I don't know, say born with it, but you were molded into that based on your situation, based on how you were raised, things of that nature, who you're surrounded around. But I think everybody doesn't have diligence, and it takes diligence to uh, fight procrastination and things like that. Another verse, Proverbs 14 verse 23: all hard work brings a profit, but mere talk leads only to poverty. So kind of in the same breath as the other verse where it says lazy hands make for poverty, says all hard work brings a profit. So we have to look at it like this: everything we're doing, when we're putting forth 100%, when we are um, doing our part, when we're trying to be the best we can be, it's going to bring forth a profit. And I'm not just talking about in this verse, isn't just talking about monetarily. It's saying in life, it's going to amount to something. It's not fruitless. When we're putting in work, when we're doing our job and putting 100% in what we're doing, it's going to benefit if that's in a friendship, a relationship, a familial relationship, at work, in your occupation, whatever it is at school, with your children, whatever it may be. It's going to lead to an improvement. It's going to lead to something good for you. It's going to lead to more blessings when we're doing our job, when we're putting in work. Hard work will never go to waste, ever. And I know sometimes it might feel like that because I know for a fact my first couple years in college, low key few years in college, I felt like all my hard work was fruitless. And I still sometimes feel like that. And I know that's not the case, but sometimes you feel like you're putting in work and you're not reaping what you sow, or you're not receiving the benefits of it. Um, but that's never the case. That will never be the case, right? God is going to reward you for your diligence and hard work, but it might just take time. It might take a few months. It might take a few weeks. It might take a few years. It might take a decade. You never know, but you're gonna receive that blessing eventually. So that's why I would say we need to work hard, put 100% of what we're doing, and make sure that we're putting our best foot forward at the end of the day. Uh, Now, I kind of mentioned this a little bit, but we need to apply this mindset to our friendships and our relationships. Um, Something I'm really bad about, and I know I need to do better. I don't know when I'm gonna do better, and I really don't know. I don't know what it is. Well, I know what it is, but it's just like it's still hard for me. Something I haven't mastered yet. But when I say apply this mindset, as far as put forth 100% into what you're doing, like specifically with my friendships, it's hard for me because when I'm there, like my friends know when I'm there, I'm there. When we're around each other, we're around each other. Like we always pick up where we left off, and they know it's always love. But I don't do well with calling my friends. I don't text them enough. I don't call them enough. I don't check up on them enough as I should. Um, and I guess selfishly, like I'll get so consumed to what I have going on, and I'll have the moments where let me call my boy, or let me call my girl, my home girl, and check up on her, see what she's doing. Oh, I'm thinking about her. Let me text her, or I'm thinking about bro. Let me text bro, and I end up doing something else. Oh, let me finish the assignment real quick. Oh, all right, let me shoot. I'm gonna call him after I shoot. Okay, I got lift. Let me text him after I lift. Um, okay. Let me go to the store real quick. Okay, I'm gonna call her after I go to the store, and that leads to it's 1:30 at night, 2 o'clock, 2 a.m. And I'm like, it's too late to call him now. I'll just call him tomorrow, and that cycle continues and continues and continues, and it's actually crazy. I know I'm just and it's bad because it's gotten to the point where it's like, okay, I want to call him, but I don't want to just call him for 5 minutes. Like I haven't talked to him in a month or two. I don't want to talk for 5 minutes. Like we gotta catch up. So instead of just calling and be like, hey, I love you, bro, I love you, or I love you, girl, I'll just call you, checking up on you, make sure you're good. But I'll call you back when I have a little more time. Instead of doing that, I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting, and it'll go a month or two where I haven't talked to my closest people, and that's something I knew I need to do better in. And I'm saying like, you have to view these relationships, these friendships in a similar mindset as, whatever. Because for me, like say for basketball, I have to watch film. I have to get in the gym. I have to put time in. I have to check up on my basketball. I have to make sure Wilson is okay. I have to make sure Spalding is okay. I can't let the ball not see me, right? The ball, pause, has to feel me. Like, I have to make sure I'm spending time with the ball. I have to make sure I'm checking up on the ball. It's not enough air in it. Let me put some more air in you. Like I just have to make sure that my relationship is good with the basketball. You don't play with the ball enough, bad things will happen. I know it sounds crazy, but bear with me. Y'all know what I'm saying. But it's the same thing with our real life friendships, our real life relationships. If we don't put in the time, how can you expect it to grow and blossom? And like I said, it's the same thing with our relationship with God. We don't put the time in, we don't read his word, we don't pray to him, we don't talk to him. How can you expect real deal blessings? How can you expect your relationship with God to fully get to where it wants to? So we can't. be 1 foot out, 1 foot in. We can't be living one type of way and then want to talk to God on the back end and think that you're going to receive everything you need to receive. It doesn't work like that. We can't be lukewarm Christians. And that's something my mom talked to me about for a while. And I feel like a lot of us are lukewarm. And what does that mean? It means you're in a gray area. You're dipping in Kool-Aid. You're dipping a little bit. You're 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Oh, okay, I'm cool with this, but I can't really do that. I can't give that up yet. And again, we've all been there. I was talking to my mom about it. I was like, look, I wouldn't describe myself, or back in the day, or even a year or two ago, I used to use profanity a lot. And that was me being a lukewarm Christian, thinking that that's just okay, and thinking it's like it's good for me. Um, it wasn't. It was me being lukewarm, like not trying to. I can't give that up for God. I can't watch my speech for Him. So when you look at it like that, you're not putting forth 100% into the relationship. And again, that's our relationship with God, which is most important. But then it trickles down to everything else. With your friendships, with your romantic relationships, whatever that may be, make sure we're putting 100%. And that, again, it looks different for every relationship. It looks different for who you're dealing with. Some people, like some people, they need you to. Some people need words of affirmation. That might not be your love language, but if you know you're in a relationship with somebody who that's their love language, you got to cater to that, right? You have to um put forth 100%. Like I said, it's the same thing. The same thing like with your teammates. You want to get the best out of them, you have to meet them. Y'all have to meet each other halfway, right? You have to see what their weaknesses are, what their strengths are. Talk to them, see what they like, see what they don't like, see how they like to be coached, see how they like to be spoken to, those things. So I'm kind of rambling, but I'm just trying to, drive the point that we can't pick and choose. We have to put in 100% in what we do. And when we're not doing that, then you won't receive what you really should receive. You're not going to get everything out of it. You're going to have regrets. And I don't live life with regrets. There's certain things where I'm like, man, I should not have done that. Right? But I don't regret it because I needed to learn that lesson, obviously. But there are ways we should live our life. And you don't want to go back and look and be like, man, I did not put forth 100% of that. I probably could have gotten this if I would have done. You don't want to live your life like that. That's a miserable life. So that's why I say we put forth 100%. And if you don't get what you wanted out of it, you can't be mad at yourself. You can't be mad at yourself because you did everything in your power to get what you were chasing for. And if it didn't happen, that just means it wasn't God's will. And that doesn't mean we're not gonna mess up, because we are. But we just have to put forth 100% in what we're doing. And like I said, I want to drive the point. Sorry, I want to drive the point about our relationships. And then obviously the most important relationship with God. Just make sure we're putting forth 100% into that. But yeah, I kind of already said that. Yeah, but I probably don't look at it I don't use that mentality enough in my life. Like I said, I don't use it enough in my friendships. I don't use it enough in my, relationships. Um, at times I might not use that mentality enough with God. So it's we just have to continue to hold ourselves accountable, continue to look at yourself in the mirror and realize what your weaknesses are, what your strengths are, what you need to improve in, what you are good in, what your good habits are, what your bad habits are. Like, we have to know that, and just be honest with yourself, be transparent, and again, just go full throttle, like put 100% into whatever you're doing, so you don't have to look back and regret what you're doing, or you can't look back and be like, man, I wish I would have done this, because you did your part. So I say, do your part, man. Let God do the rest. So that's what I would say. Wrapping up again, y'all know how I like to end these pods, talking about praying, and kind of what I was hinting at earlier. Every single day I pray for certain traits. So I pray for determination, I pray for diligence, I pray for hard work, like having the traits of hard work. I pray for discernment, a discerning spirit. I pray for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. I pray for integrity. Um, those are just some of the things I pray for. And like I think with this specifically, we should pray for diligence. We should pray for hard working attributes, and we should pray for, determination and being able to, even when you don't feel like it, or even when it's not comfortable, or even when it's not convenient for you to put forth everything 100% in what we're doing. Like we still need to, and we need that extra push. So like talking to God about it and asking Him, how do I need? Okay, what do I need to do to get these type of results? What do I need to do to receive this? It always You're always gonna, only good things come from that. So that's why I would say pray for those things. Pray for certain attributes in your life, like beyond just 100%, putting 100% in what you're doing. Like pray for attributes that you want in your life, habits that you want to build. Like pray for those things. I'm not saying that you're gonna wake up next day, but oh, thanks. But God's gonna direct you through that. He's gonna take you through. So that's all I would say, y'all. I think specifically for what we're talking about today, like pray for diligence, pray for determination, pray for these hardworking attributes so you can, um, you know, grow in those areas and continue to blossom and see like your blessings at the end of the day. But yeah, that's really all I have. Um, yeah, I appreciate y'all for all the love, for real, for real. All the text I receive and messages I get. Again, I really appreciate it. I love them. It makes my day. Um, it helps me when I ask God to I ask God for a lot of things. And I pray for him about a lot of things. And when I receive these messages, it just confirms what I've been praying for. So I really appreciate it. I'm thankful for the messages. I'm thankful for all the love and support. Continue to comment. Continue to, if y'all have my personal number, or even if you just want to DM me on Instagram, uh, send a text. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you agree with. Let me know what you disagree with. Let me know what you want to hear more of, or what do you want to hear about in general. Anything. Only thing I'm not talking about here is politics. I'm staying out the politics. But besides that, it's really free reign. It's really, I'm open to talk about different things, and obviously as long as it's if I feel like God was me to talk about it. But yeah, y'all. Again, I just appreciate y'all for the love and support. Continue to follow the Apple Podcast, the Spotify Podcast. Subscribe to me on YouTube. Follow me on Instagram. Both of my Count on Joy Pod on Instagram. You can also follow my main page. All my links are in those bios for both of my Instagram pages. I do have a TikTok. I have not updated it in a while. So what? If you want to follow that, cool. But I do need to update it though. I have a little bit more time to do it, so I don't really have an excuse now. But anyway, man, I appreciate y'all for tuning in, bro. Again, y'all comment, y'all just let me know what y'all enjoy. Let me know how y'all feel, how y'all enjoying these episodes. But yeah, y'all stay blessed, stay prayed up, keep God first, love, attitude, gratitude, and I'm out. Peace.